What's up, Jerry here. I know it's been a while since I've made a video. I've just been real busy. I get real caught up. But anyways, a lot of people have been curious and asking questions. People want to know what's the difference between dreams and astral projection, and how do you go about converting a dream into an astral projection experience. Is a dream the same thing as an astral projection? Well, it is, but it isn't. You see, a dream can be experienced in many different ways, from many different perspectives, and even several perspectives at the same time. Alright? So the astral projection, some would say it's the highest level of awareness in a dream. Okay? So, the astral projection, the projector body, is a separate body. This is a higher frequency body. Okay, it's not one body, but as you move into the higher frequency dimensions, you switch bodies, and you switch it every time. Every time you switch into a higher frequency dimension, your body becomes, depending on where you are, denser or less dense. And you can realize this by learning to look at your hands every time you become lucid in a dream. And every time you observe your hands, they're going to look different, you know, depending on where you are. So consciousness creates a body, just like you have this physical body, and it's made as the same organic material as stars. So you have to have this body to occupy this dimension. And when you move through dimensions, you create a body each time, okay, in order to perceive that dimension. But you're not that body, you're the consciousness. And the way that you can do this, okay, you can manipulate reality with a single thought, okay? You can occupy bodies on all these different dimensions. You can speak non-verbally with each other, okay? The reason we can do all these things is because we are all one consciousness, okay? There's no other way that we could possibly do all this, you know? And this is why astral projection is really subjective, because, you know, people can say, well, you'll see what you want to see. Well, that's because there's only one consciousness, and if you want to see something, then that's what you're going to see. You know, you're going to create that because you're part of the one consciousness. A lot of people have trouble accepting this because nobody wants to lose the individuality that they have created for themselves. People look at themselves as an individual, what makes them unique from someone else. But the truth is, we're all the same. Okay? This is how we can do all these things. Okay? So you never have to worry about losing the identity that you've created, because you are part of the one consciousness. So there's not going to be someone who will take that away from you, because you have that say over what happens, you know. So when you astral project, what happens? There's a portion of energy left behind in your physical body, okay? And this maintains your body functions. I've spoken about this before. This is known as the dream body or the dream mind body, okay? This is a portion that stays behind with your physical body. Now, if you've ever had a dream where it's like watching a movie, that's because your awareness is in the dream mind body, and you're basically seeing the dream through astral sight, or you could even be hallucinating from the dream mind body. Okay? So you have next the expanded real-time body, okay? And it is the second body that goes out into the real-time zone, which is a copy of the physical reality. Okay? After that, you switch into higher dimensions. And when you switch into higher dimensions, just as your portion of energy occupying the physical body doesn't just disappear, it stays there. So does your real-time body. It stays there. So you've got two different bodies there, when you move out into a third body, okay? So this is when it becomes hard. It becomes easier to do things in these higher frequency dimensions, but you start losing lucidity, okay? And this is because your consciousness is still occupying all these bodies, okay? This is why when you move out into the astral projection body, you can look at your hands and say, clarity now. And what does that do? How do you get clarity? Where is it coming from, okay? What you're doing is you're basically centering all that consciousness that's split up. You're centering that into the projector body, okay? So you're taking it back, allowing for minimal function of the real-time body, and it's not going to hurt your physical body, don't worry. And more of that energy is focusing into the astral projector, the projector body, okay? So with consciousness being in all these different bodies, if you activate your chakras and raise enough energy, you're going to be able to have an experience of duality, where you can have consciousness in all these different bodies at the same time, and it gets really confusing, you know. A lot of times, your real-time body, if the majority of your awareness is focused in your astral body, the real-time body will go around the real-time zone mimicking what your astral body is doing in another dimension. And this is very confusing. If another real-time projector observes this, it just looks like somebody's running around in a dream, and you know, if you try to talk to them, they're not responsive. That's because the majority of their awareness is focused into the astral body. So, to convert dreams into out-of-body experience, a lot of times you can experience a dream from the portion of energy that's left behind with your body, or most of the time. Okay? Now, when I become lucid in a dream, I usually try to gain a little more awareness by looking at my hands and asking for clarity. And then I just start doing something like the rope technique, or I just start flying. I take off flying and I fly just absolutely as fast as I can. Or if you just start lifting your hands enough, and I will literally start doing the rope technique from the dream, and pretty soon everything will go dark and I'll see my energy hands actually coming out of my body and astral project. Like my real-time body will break free and come on out, and then I'll turn, you know, the dream basically into the astral projection, because a lot of times that dream is coming from the dream mind body. Alright? It could be a hallucination, or it could be an observation from the dream mind body of the astral body, another body in a higher dimension, but the real-time body is still there, kind of inside, I guess loosely floating, you know, inside with the dream body. So if you start something like the rope technique, it'll go ahead and break on out, and you can move on out from there with a real-time astral projection, you know. There's many different things you can do. If you become aware in a dream, just spin around in a circle, okay? A lot of times I'll come to spinning and spin right out of my body. Or you can decide to return from the dream to your body and just don't move, and start any technique from there to leave the body, and that works. What was I going to say? Raise energy, okay? If you haven't done this, you need to do this. Learn how to activate your chakras and raise energy, because the more energy you have, the more lucidity you're going to have. You can basically raise the hell out of energy and then just prop yourself up and go to sleep on your back, and you're going to have some level of lucidity during the dream. From there, just do what I've taught you, you know. But I hope this helps, and I'm sure I missed something. I was going to cover a lot more, but I didn't write it down as usual. I just do it from the fly. If you have any questions, just hit me up. Sorry it took so long. Thank you.